Hey Toy and Collectible fans, Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. Another of our Marvel Legends figures which I picked up in a huge purchase at DorksideToys.com at Christmas time when they had a Marvel Legends sale. It's still on, some remnants of the figures are left. I think they actually some of this figure too, so I definitely recommend you pick it up because he's kind of cool. This is Scarlet Spider, as the box will clearly show you, and he also comes as part of the Rocket Raccoon series, but there is no Build-A-Figure part for Rocket Raccoon inside it. He's just part of the series, but there is no part for Rocket Raccoon himself. Scarlet Spider on the box, Marvel Legends logo there. Pretty decent diagram, or I should say diagram, drawing on the back of Scarlet Spider. And he's pretty faithful to the figure that we get. Does the Mask of the Scarlet Spider hide a hero or sinister imposter? I haven't actually read the Scarlet Spider series, so looking forward to catching up on them. There's some other figures in the collection, which we'll hopefully show you. Show you Rocket Raccoon soon, hopefully. Some other figures there. I pretty much am passing on nearly all of these figures, I have to say. I'm buying my Raccoon just on his own. I'm not really, it's just not doing it for me. Jean Grey, love to get Black Panther, sold out pretty much everywhere. And the Marvel's Hawkeye, we've already got one from the Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends last year, so I'm not really a fan of that purple one there. The Wrecking Crew, he looks kind of cool, but I don't know whether he got released after all, actually. There were some figures which never made it in some of these waves. Find it very, very hard to keep track of all these Marvel Legends figures. The variations are a pain in the ass, that's for sure. Make sure, without a doubt, there are some variants for the Amazing Spider-Man and Captain America. Amazing Spider-Man figures. Dockside Toys will have them. I know that for a fact because I did ask them, and they said they will have them. So do not delay and get in there, because these things, the variants sometimes, in fact, they're already going for like 40, 50 bucks for figures alone. So Dockside will give you a fair price, so dive in and get it if you can. That's what I've done. So I recommend you do it. Scarlet Spider. Let's get a look at him. He is, on the negative side of things, this 6-inch figure is very limited in his paint application. As we'll see, the entire body underneath the black top is just one colour. There's no shading, there's no tonal difference. I just did a review for Drax the Destroyer, and even though his top body was a solid green with some red flashes on it, there was no kind of shading or other colours just to emphasise the musculature of the figure or kind of pop it out. So it's a little disappointing that there's just no effort on this. It's a little bit quick and easy. This was one of the variants, two variants I should say of this, and this is what I'm saying, trying to keep up with these variants is such a pain in the ass. There was Scarlet Spider, there was also Big Time Spider-Man, the green figure which we reviewed on a channel a while ago, and if you want to see it, just Google TekSushi Spider-Man, you'll find it. We've not got that many Spider-Man reviews, or it's in one of the Marvel Legends playlists. And there was also, which we'll also have for a review for you soon, which is the Future Foundation White Spider-Man in this scale, which was even harder to get hold of and cost me a lot of money. So stay tuned for that review. Nice little logo on the back there for the Scarlet Spider. And again, look, it's just completely solid matte paint, but they've done a good job. And there's some nice detail there on the facial sculpt there. Mine did have a little bit of a tiny little paint discoloration there, so naughty Hasbro for putting that in the package, but you don't really notice it unless you're zooming in and doing a high-def widescreen review, that's for sure. But nice detail on them, the eyes, the paint really pops into those eye sockets themselves. And look, the only other gripe they could have with it is the hands are too long. If you've seen some other Marvel Legends reviews or heard me talking about them in the past in the Big Time Spider-Man review, those hands are too long, but they have been fixed in the new Amazing Spider-Man range, which we'll have for you any day. My shipment's just about to arrive. So it's a good looking figure. I love this guy, super posable. I love these pieces at the tops of the arms there. You'll see that kind of extra piece that just dips inside that shoulder. I love that joint. Don't know quite what you want to call that. It's like a kind of shoulder sheath or something. I don't quite know what you would call it, but it's a nice looking feature. I like the way it stretches out and kind of adds that extra kind of dimension to the shoulders there on the figure. Uber posable, as I think you can see on the back of that joint there. Swivel head with that hinge there too, so plenty of movement on him. It pretty much can go just about anywhere. Lots of movement on that figure. As I mentioned, it's got that kind of join on the shoulders there, that extra pop or sheath joint. And underneath that is the ball joint with a hinge on it. It's also got swivel biceps, double joints on the, let me just show you that, double joints on the elbows. And it's got swivel and tilting wrists too, so there's lots of that movement on him. Crunch on the ab, swivel on the waist, ball joint with a hinge on the legs. You can see that at the top of the thighs, which has also, of course, got those swivel thighs up there. Double joints in the knees, and it's got the bonkles, the rocking ankles, which just make this Spidey uber poseable. Love this way this guy can be posed. Now, I'm not a great person to pose the figures that well. You should definitely check out my man FX Franz, a good friend of us here on TekSushi, and he's had his own channels for years. Chefatron, you may know him as. Franz or FX Franz, he knows how to pose some figures, and I'm sure he's already bought this guy, but great poses you can get at this figure, though. It just looks badass. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I definitely recommend you pick it up. I'm sure, I just checked the other day to see what other Marvel Legends Droxy had. Sure they had this guy. It was pretty cheap, $10, $12, something like that, even less probably. Check it out. It's definitely a great figure. More figures to come. I'd love to know your thoughts on the comics I should read for the Scarlet Spider, particular issues or story arcs. Love to know. I'm really getting much more time to get into comics these days. Well, that's true. I don't have any more time, but I make time at night time just to catch up on a comic now and again. But I'd love to know your thoughts on Scarlet Spider, what you think. The Marvel Legends line overall. What are you collecting? What are you not collecting? Leave a comment below. Let us know. If the review is good, please tell us. If the review sucks, I'd love to know that too. So if you want to get more Marvel Legends reviews, and there's lots more to come, you can click subscribe. You'll get all of these straight into your inbox. Thwip, just like Scarlet Spidey there. And all sorts of links underneath to all of our channels, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, all that stuff. Join and connect up with us, and we shall see you for more Marvel Legends reviews. See ya.